Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, thank you very much for joining the Industrial Talk Podcast. This is the location that is absolutely, positively number one. Big fan of all things industrial and manufacturing. We celebrate the women and men of industry, the women and men of manufacturing. This particular location celebrates the bold, the brave, and the individuals that dare greatly because you innovate and you're changing. Yes, you are. Not just lives, but the world, and that's why we celebrate you here on this particular podcast. Another great interview. We always have great interviews, and I know I always say that, but they just are. And this gentleman's name is Karim Pourak, and he's the CEO and founder of a great company called ProcessMiner. And we're here to celebrate the heroes of manufacturing, and him and his team fit that bill. So let's get going. Yeah, okay, Heroes of Manufacturing again. Go out to heroesofmanufacturing.com. Nominate somebody, please. We've got to celebrate these wonderful women and men. Important. All right. You've heard me yammer on and on about this particular topic, and I think that we're here. So after a number of conversations with many leaders, including Karim, always, there are themes, and I've been talking about it. We've got to be able to retain talent, right? Manage risk, save money, make money, and create a business of real resilience. And that is because we've got to survive, rebuild, and prosper. And I think the companies that can truly do that with a level of focus will really make some great strides in market share and really benefit going forward. And I think that given the amount of time that we've been in this particular next normal, I believe that companies have done a great job at retaining the right talent, also managing the risk, and they've already done all of that. And I think that they've already cut to the bone and saved money. So the real question and the real focus, and it is right now, is how do you make money? You better, and I challenge you, you've got to think about how you're making money, your value proposition, because everybody, and I mean every company out there, is trying to scramble to make money. So your market, whoever you're talking to, whoever you're engaged with, have been hit by a ton of other individuals that are looking to close deals. And so if you're looking at your market, you're looking at your customer, you're looking at your prospects, I guarantee that many of them are just numb, and they're just trying to figure out how to survive. Now, I'm going to just sort of throw a little shift in your thinking. Your service offering, your solution, your strategy going forward needs to help your prospect make money. Hone in on that. If I came to you and had said, my service will give you X on your ROI, and it'll be over this particular time, that is a clear message on why I should make a decision in your direction. You've got to be about helping your prospects, helping your customers make money through your solutions. If your solution is a cost center, it's already been sort of cut out. So that's a challenging value proposition that you have got to consider in how you reach out. You better hone in on how your service and solution, your product, will help your prospecting company or customers make money, because everybody wants to make money. So if you're helping your customer and prospect make money, you're making money, because it gives them the easy sort of avenue on deciding that you are the way to go. You got to do it, because that's where we're at. Companies need to make money. All right, we're going to transition. Do that. Doggone it, do that. Please do that. And you're going to have to change your messaging up. You're going to have to just sit there and focus on it to make sure that your messaging is saving or, well, making, it could save more money, but really making money for your prospects and customers. All right. One of the things that if you want to make money, you need to collaborate. You do. You need to collaborate with individuals that have a shared vision of where they want to go in the future, right? Collaborate, innovate, and educate right now. Those are the components of truly providing a real solution to your sales, real solutions to helping your customers and prospect making money. We're talking innovation here. This is a great conversation because we have been talking about Industry 4.0. We've been talking about AI. We've been talking about digitization. We've been talking about all of the components associated with Industry 4.0. I'm always going to hammer on how does it make money for your prospects. And I'm telling you right now, ProcessMiner is doing that today, leveraging sort of the predictive analytics to make their clients more efficient, their uptime more impressive, and their ability to both save money by the consumption of maybe their feedstocks more efficiently, as well as make money because they're up and running and their quality is much better because they're leveraging the digital information that is available to your customer. That is a big, big deal. Anyway, his name is Karim. That's Karim. Pourak, Pourak. He is the CEO and founder of ProcessMiners. He is, and Team ProcessMiners are the heroes of manufacturing. Enjoy the interview. Karim, welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast. Absolute honor that you have joined the #1 industrial-related podcast in the universe. I didn't oversell that, did I?
No, good morning, Scott. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's pleasure to be on.
And I want to make sure that everybody understands. It's because Karim's on this particular podcast. We're celebrating the heroes of manufacturing and what his company does and the contribution he's making and his team is making in the world of manufacturing. Karim, thank you very much for what you're doing.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
Now, for the listeners out there, let's sort of level set. Let's get a little background on who Karim is and why you're such an incredible professional. Is that doable?
Of course, sure. Thanks again, Scott, for having me on. Well, I'm a technologist by trade and serial entrepreneur. I've worked in the software industry for over 25 years and worked in a variety of different spaces. I have been involved since 2008 in multiple technology startups, specifically on biogenetics and the personalized and population health that provided the predictive analytics and AI to that space. And in 2015, a very good friend of mine approached me, who has been in manufacturing all his life, and we talked about bringing the same type of AI technology into the manufacturing space and be able to leverage the AI and building systems that can assist the operators in manufacturing industries with a cutting edge technology and provide predictive analytics and some other capabilities after that.
See, that's an interesting conversation. As we know, sort of like this pre-pandemic, we were sort of lumbering right along. We understood that that the ability for data analytics, AI, leveraging data, improving your business through the use of data and the analytics capabilities, important, but not vital right now. COVID hits, pandemic hits, we get hit by the two-finger death punch of COVID, and then all of a sudden, that focus, that shift happens, where it's all of a sudden, yeah, it is important. Yeah, I got to take action. Yeah, I got to talk and collaborate with companies and individuals that can help with this digital journey. And that to me is an interesting, yes, there's pain, there's challenges, there's struggles. Yes, know it. But then you've got to really search for the optimistic side, and that is the realization of looking at business solutions that are transformative and needed. So that to me, and I appreciate what you guys do. Now, with that said, why is data important? Why is AI important? Why is the necessity for businesses to begin to embrace analytics and look at that data? Why is that important?
Absolutely. I think that's a great question. Let me expand on that a little bit. So the vision for us when we started in the manufacturing space was to provide the artificial intelligence as an intelligent assistant. And what that means is to leverage all the data that has been collected by manufacturers for many, many years, but not being leveraged. And what I mean by leveraging that data is to take advantage of the quality of that data and translate that into the quality of the product and to uptime and sustainability of the process, right? And that goes all the way down to environmental sustainability, for example, energy, water, product quality, as I mentioned. And one very important aspect is the resource management. And resource in this case are the people, right? As you know, baby boomers now are retiring in a very large numbers on a daily basis. So few years from now, we're going to have crisis in manufacturing of not having enough and right resources of running these operations. So solutions that AI provides will fill that gap, will help the new generation of operators and engineers to leverage the data they have to be able to better operate, be more efficient, and of course, meet a lot of other sustainability goals around their manufacturing and produce a better product. So, and now you mentioned the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Now more than ever, the systems that would allow the operators to either operate autonomously or remotely or touchlessly, it's becoming a necessity. It's not a luxury anymore. So we are becoming more and more relevant, right, into the manufacturing industry with the functionalities and capabilities that we offer.
See, but here's the challenge. I'll put on my company hat, my corporate hat, my business hat, whatever it might be. And I hear what you're saying. I hear, and you know, I'm out there, I'm zipping around, and people are talking about AI. People are talking about ML, machine learning. People are talking about edge. You know, Industry 4.0. Yes. My challenge, is where do I go? There's a lot of noise out there. Where do I go to achieve the results that I'm searching and working on? Because my concern is that I'm going to waste my time. I get a bad taste in my mouth, and then I'm going to miss out on the opportunity. Because right now, we can't miss out on that opportunity. What's your recommendation on what I need to do? How do I do that?
The fact that companies that want to enter the era of artificial intelligence and leverage that sort of science and technology requires a careful planning and having a broader digital strategy. And that digital strategy have to have defined goals in it, right? Based on those goals, you can find the right technology. Now, not everyone need to know about the interiors of these technologies. You know, it has to be intuitive enough. It can be black box form of a technology that just delivers the value. So companies should not, in my opinion, spend time to fully understand all the detail of AI. They need to understand all the advantages of AI. And based on those and their overall enterprise digital strategy, which should be a short-term and a long-term, obviously, as a plan, they can then choose what technologies to go ahead and bring in and implement. Because a lot of companies, frankly, with what they do, they may not need advanced AI. They may need some basic analytics to start with. But so my philosophy is always think big, start small, right? Have a big vision, and then start with steps that can show value to your organization, to your operation, and then go from there.
I love incremental approach, especially these times when we don't have the luxury of risking too much. I mean, we've got to recognize that, we can do this stuff incrementally and get those victories.
Highly calculated, exactly.
Yeah.
Highly calculated, and then when you get these success stories, you can build on those success stories.
And that's key. I mean, that's key. You got to do that because it's important, right? And because you want to have that good feeling. And it is still, this is another challenge I have, and I throw this out. I have had a number of conversations with companies that say they do AI. They do, whatever it might be. But they're still in sort of that stage where they're still sort of proving it out. ProcessMiners, I believe you're actually doing AI.
Right. So that's a very good point brought up, Scott. There's tons of companies out there that they are working in an AI space, right?
Tons.
A lot of those companies, tons. I mean, the market is just saturated, right? Primarily on the manufacturing side, primarily they are focusing on predictive maintenance, asset failure, and so forth, right? The space that we are in is primarily focusing on a product quality. Now, why the question you asked is very important is that the direction of the final product, what they work toward, has to be very clear and important. Providing a tool set to a company and tell them go do it yourself is not only solving any problem, it actually introduces a lot of risk and other problems to them. So manufacturers, right? Manufacturers are looking for a turnkey solutions. At ProcessMiner, what we have done is we built a system that minimizes the involvement of the client's resources, but at the same time delivers the value that the client wants, right? To give you an example, we work with at the paper mill that they make tissue paper, right? And we predict the quality. This is all hands-off system and automated real time. We predict the quality of that product, and we make recommendation to make corrective actions on the quality of the product. But then we went further. We made it even easier for that mill with an autonomous closed loop concept, meaning that our AI platform predicts, prescribes, apply the prescription through the IoT platform to a machine and adjusts, in this case, adjusts a certain chemical. And what that allows the operator to do is to focus on the other part of their system and let our platform to do a precision optimization on that particular chemical. And the saving has been significant for our client. So companies are looking for turnkey solutions that are practical, are intuitive, and are adaptable to their environment. And that's the key. You have to be adaptable. You should not add another layer of complexity to these processes that they already
don't do that.
Yep.
Make it as simple as you possibly can. Now, What I heard you say is that not only does the solution, a closed loop solution, just handle, of course, the feedstock into the manufacturing process, does that solution also improve the quality of the product, the end result? Absolutely.
So the main consideration is to keep the quality within the acceptable range of that final product, but ultimately reduce the variation. As you know, manufacturing has been for years have been dealing with the variability issue, right? So keep the quality consistent, decrease the variation, optimize the inputs of raw materials, of chemicals, energy, and other inputs to the system. So it is a holistic solution, and it's not just a single point solution. And that's what makes our clients very excited about this.
Is it just, I understand you've got a specific application for that closed loop solution. Great. Love it. Thumbs up. Is it somewhat agnostic? You can apply it to other types of manufacturing processes?
Yes. So our platform is an industry agnostic platform. As long as you have the real-time process data fed to the system and model the specific areas of interest within the process. For instance, if you're focusing on a quality and at the same time want to optimize, let's say, energy or raw material, then the platform would adjust to that. And it keeps, one of the very interesting area of our platform is it's not only learning from the overall behavior of the system, it also keeps adding the recommendations to the system and optimizing it, right? And that optimization also goes into the learning bucket of the system.
See, that's interesting because I was going to ask that question about learning. Does it continue? It's not a static system where it's just like we've set the parameters, here it is. No, you have a system that continues to learn as a result of the manufacturing process.
Exactly. So manufacturing process is a very dynamic process, right? And another key elements of our system is we don't want to have a system, a model built, and then have an engineer constantly change that model or optimize the model to fit the process. Our system actually automatically morphs based on the dynamics of the process. So it's a hands-off modeling also. We model the first time, let the process run, and then the model by itself dynamically changes based on the characteristics of that process.
See, and that's good. That's a great point, because I know that if it was me, I'd be tweaking it all the time. And that sort of eliminates or that sort of diminishes the value of that closed loop solution that learns and optimizes as a base, as the process continues to go. Now, as a business owner, as for me, what can I expect from an ROI on this bad boy?
Well, ROI in current cases that we have is the saving on the raw material, saving on the chemicals, optimizing energy, and above all that, there is a lot of sustainability commitments, right? Environmental sustainabilities, right? Water, energy, and for example, in the case of fiber in a pulp and paper industry or other industries, if there are minerals there are sustainability goals that have to be met. So our system would provide that type of functionality to be able to optimize that. Now, another value that we deliver is as I mentioned, is the gap of the knowledge of the folks that are leaving these manufacturing facilities, right? And now the younger generation who are college educated, data-driven folks, that's how they've been trained. They want to see charts, they want to see data. So we are filling that gap and building the bridge from the previous generation of operators to the new generation of operators.
See, I like that somebody coined the term gray tsunami, and that's going to be the gray tsunami of everybody running out the door, and that whole knowledge is just gone. But if you deploy a solution, what you're talking about, then you encapsulate that information, you protect it, and it, quite frankly, is super refined. Okay, got it. You've proven it. It's working. It's in production. Thumbs up on that. What's the future hold? What are we talking about? What does it look like?
Well, we have a great roadmap on the products we want to do. So ultimately, our vision is to provide the end-to-end solution to a manufacturing line, and taking all different primary aspects of the client's interest within that line, meaning that it direct impact on the product quality, energy, water, other element consumptions within the system, and and assist the operators with more intelligent system, right? This would bring the new era into the manufacturing. That's why they call it this 4.0, right? We went from the steam compute and the steam computer assembly computers, and now we are here.
Right.
And ultimately, the way I see it is that we are going to have, they call it turn light off manufacturing, right? It will start the evolution of transitioning a part of precision optimization to the hand of the AI, and that AI becomes an intelligent assistant then to the engineers and operators, right? We always need these engineers to be able to help us how to build these systems. It's not a replacement for them at all. It's actually, they are becoming more necessity because they learn more from these systems, and there are tools, there are more precision tools in their hand to operate their environments.
So what I hear is in that future vision of what's taking place, in essence, today there's a gap of time between, let's say, an identification of a challenge and the resolution of the challenge. So there's a time, we're compressing that time from identification to resolution as a result of leveraging the solutions and technology that's available. And I like that. So it can't help but impact the bottom line in a positive way. It can't help but elevate employees and resources to a higher level, because you're going to need it. It's not Skynet. I had to throw it out there, right?
Exactly.
So don't go away from this podcast saying, oh my gosh, it's Skynet. It's not Skynet. It's not.
Right. It's not.
Because it's still the necessity for humans to interact. And it's just, I'll just lay it out there. You're going to have to begin to embrace it. It's happening. It's going to happen. And if you're a company that is reluctant to do it, good luck. Because there's going to be another company that's going to say, I get it, I'm going to embrace it, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to make it happen. So that's a big deal. Are there any companies that you want to just say, hey, thank you very much for your support, thank you very much for your contribution to Heroes of Manufacturing, and you're my hero of manufacturing? Do you have any companies like that?
Well, actually, our partner. So we are working with our global partner in the pulp and paper and mining industry,
yep.
Solenis. It has been a great experience working together and developing the platform for the pulp and paper industry. And this partnership actually had helped both companies, to grow into the leaders into the AI for manufacturing in this particular segment. And it has been again, wonderful experience on both sides. So, and it has helped us help the clients a lot.
Yeah, see, and I love that spirit of collaboration, and especially now, we don't have answers. We don't have all the answers. I might have a bit of an answer, you might have a bit of an answer, but together we have sort of a better picture of what those answers need to be, especially now in this next normal, which is it is what it is. I mean, there's going to be some fundamental changes that have taken place.
Right.
Are you active out on LinkedIn there, my friend?
Yes. So I'm definitely on LinkedIn, and I would like folks that listen to this podcast to reach out. And if you have any question regarding the AI for manufacturing or about our ProcessMiner platform, would love to reach out and talk to them. We have a science team that is actually engaged in a lot of R&D work, and we consider ourselves as the thought leaders in the industry. So we definitely would not only contribute into the manufacturing industry, but we would love to contribute to the science community. So please contact us.
All right. So, listeners, Karim, first name Karim, last name Pourak. How do you say that?
Pourak.
Yes. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of Karim Pouraks out there on LinkedIn, or is it pretty much you?
No, I think they will find it right away.
All right, there you go. Easy. You don't even have to put a comma in and put in ProcessMiner. You'll find him. Good-looking gent. Reach out to him, and don't hesitate, my friend. You were fantastic, Karim.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. You too.
Thank you for being a Heroes of Manufacturing. Listeners, we're going to wrap it up on the other side, so stay tuned. Do not go away. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
Again, thank you very much for joining the Industrial Talk Podcast as we celebrate the Heroes of Manufacturing on this particular episode right here. You heard it first. We were talking to Karim of Pourak and team ProcessMiner and talking a little bit about what they do, how they bring bottom line value, how they deploy technology and innovation to make you a better company, because we gotta be about making money more than ever. And then if I tell you that right now, I'm just telling you right now that you can gain market share. If you're coming to me and you're saying, Scott, I can make you money, I'm all ears, even though I have a bunch of ears. Not big ears, let's put it that way. I'm all ears. I want to hear what you have to say. I might push on that a little bit more, but that is a message that I want to hear. Because what you're doing and what you're seeing and what you're hearing, especially if I'm a business, I'm hearing people that are saying, all right, you got to buy my stuff, you got to buy my stuff, you got to buy my stuff. And I've just been a business that's just been hammered by this next normal. I've cut back. I've managed my risk. I'm trying to save as much money as I possibly can. But if you come to me with a story about I can make you money and prove it, I'm telling you right now, that is definitely the way you're going to also make money, because you're dealing with somebody that is truly trying to survive, truly trying to figure out how to rebuild, and truly desiring to prosper. And if you can come out with a solution that says we'll gain market share as a result of this, boom, that is bringing in revenue, gaining market share right now. That is a message I want to hear about. And you have got to be able to deliver that message, because I want to hear what you have to say. So consider that. Think about it. Put it in your content that you're out there, that you're going to be making money for them, and you're going to be increasing their market share. How can you say no to that? All right. You're saying to yourself also, Scott, how do I get involved in the heroes of manufacturing? Just like Karim, just like the individuals that nominated this great company, ProcessMiner, you go out to industrialtalk.com. You can go all day, but no, go to heroesofmanufacturing.com. Everything is there. Nominate, please. We want to get them on. All right, let's wrap it up. We've ran out of time. Be bold, be brave, dare greatly. And I'm telling you right now, find people that are bold, brave, and dare greatly. Your world will change. Thank you very much, and we will be back with another great and incredible interview.